Here we go, College Football Payoff Podcast. We are back, and it is bowl season. This is our part one of bowl season. We will be covering the bowl games from December 16th through the 26th.
26th.
All right. Good. I'm Dan. That's Fuji. What episode is it?
72.
72, episode 72. And it's a fun time of year now. We're recording this about 10 days out, so just keep in mind that recording this as early as possible. Lines could change. Big reason lines could change is transfer news. Not really injuries, but I would say just
Opt-outs.
Opt-outs and
and
transfers.
portal. Yep.
Right. So, to give you context, like right now we have Caleb Williams is opted out. Al McCord and
Julian Fleming
have both entered the portal. There's a lot of quarterbacks in the portal. I know Drake May.
It's good for my Mountaineers.
Yep, and Cam Ward as well. But those are just some things to take into consideration when we talk about these bowl games. Generally, you won't see it with the lower games, but some of those high-profile games, you could see some key players sitting out. So keep in mind, that's where we're at. And what we're going to do with this bowl season, I know Fuji has a handful of locks that he has. I have a handful as well, maybe a little less. But I'm also going to be giving out a pick for each game, just where I'm kind of looking at, and I'm going to see if I can keep track of my bowl record throughout the season to see how well I do, because that's always fun.
I love it.
So, all right. Just a quick recap of the regular season, basically. So last week we had the conference championship games, and for the pod, I had lost both of them. I lost Oregon minus 9.5. I thought that could have been easy, but hey, Washington, congratulations, you guys showed
Earned
up.
it. You guys earned it.
And then my kind of flyer, reach for the stars pick was that Iowa first half. They didn't score any points. So
that was atrocious.
Yeah, that was a tough game to watch. So 2 losses there brings me to an even 20 and 20 on the year. So bowl season, college football playoff, national championship, kind of make or break for me right now. I started fresh. So let's see what we can do with that. Quick recap for your games last week.
Yeah, I had gave out 3 picks, went 1 and 2. Man, that's been a tough theme of the year. 1 and 2. But that's okay, man. A lot of sharp people that I've listened to throughout the year have had losing seasons, so I don't feel as bad. But man, we're gonna finish strong. I got 6 locks today, so we're gonna have a chance to be not just profitable, but decently profitable by the end of the year. We have Oklahoma State, Texas last week. That was an easy win, over 54.5. Almost had that by halftime, so no problem there. Oregon minus 9.5. Man, I would have bet it again. I would bet it again if you put me back in time. I mean, Oregon just dominated down the stretch while Washington barely survived. And then, man, I was not expecting that last Friday night. The Michigan minus 13.5 first half last week just never had a chance, really. I mean, it did have a chance, but they weren't. There was no sense of urgency from them. Their 2 touchdown scoring drives combined for a total of 11 yards. It's a little alarming going into college football playoff.
Yeah, but I also think they kind of knew that they were set up to, be in no matter what, just win the game. So that's all right. And speaking of the college football playoff, I'm actually very, very, very upset with this. So we all know that Florida State, an undefeated Power 5 conference champion, was number 4 last week, got bumped for a 1-loss conference champion from the SEC. And that it doesn't sit right with me. I mean,
they earned their way in. They earned it. As a viewer, as a consumer, I'm happy they didn't make it because, man, we have 2 games with the spread within 3 points. That's amazing for the college football playoff. Never happened before.
That's fantastic.
But man, if I'm not a Florida State fan, so it's easier to get over. But that's just a tragedy to college football in general.
So as former college athletes, right?
Yeah,
You win every single game in the regular season. You win your conference tournament, right? I mean, you did everything you could. You
yeah,
won all the games that you played. You should be playing for a playoff. You should be playing for a national championship.
absolutely.
But instead, you're going to have a one-loss team jump you. And basically, the committee said it's because they watched the Florida State game and they're not the same without their quarterbacks.
I'm not denying that's wrong.
I'm not either, but
if
you can't take it away from
if
them.
you meet the criteria, you meet the criteria. Point blank. Period.
I wasn't happy with it.
I don't care if I'm out there playing quarterback.
Yeah, so that sucks. I was kind of blown away by that, but at the same time, I kind of knew that they were going to do what they could to get Bama in there.
So hypothetical, they come out and beat Georgia next week or this bowl season. No,
Florida State.
Do they have a claim at the national title?
They're going to go UCF on everyone and just say that they're national champions?
Actually, dude, I would maybe acknowledge it.
They should.
I would never acknowledge the UCF. That's just clown shit.
No.
But
this is more of a claim than UCF.
I would acknowledge the Florida State national championship. If they go 14-0 with wins over LSU, Florida, Miami, conference title, and beating Georgia, you're my national champion.
Yep.
So you just go take care of business with Tate Rodemaker.
Yeah.
Win the game.
Man, win that game and then jeez.
I'll support you in your claim.
Yeah.
I think it's a fair deal.
Fair deal. All right. Well, that's where we're at with the college football playoff. Those games are going to be awesome.
Real quick update on my record since we're men of integrity on this pod. 21, 24, and 3 this year. 3 pushes. Crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
All time through the 4 seasons entering this bowl season, I'm 142, 112, and 4 for a 55.9 win rate. So
we're ready to go for the bowls.
I mean, I'm still ready.
When you make your money,
still sharp.
Got it. All right, man. Let's just jump right into them.
Yeah, let's run.
We got a lot of games, so again, I'm just going to name them off, and then if we have something to say, we'll say it. Starting off, actually, on the 16th, we have 6 games, I think.
It's great. It's just like another week of college.
Oh, football. Real quick, Army Navy. I'm taking the under.
Yeah, not an official pod pick, but yeah, I'm on the under there.
Take the under.
It's low this year, dude.
27.5, I think.
Yeah, if I could get a 28.5, I'm betting nice on it. But 27.5. All it takes is to go into overtime and it's over.
I know.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll find a different way to bet that.
Yeah.
We'll see.
All right, here we go. December 16th, the very first bowl game is 11 a.m. It's the Myrtle Beach Bowl. This is Georgia Southern against Ohio. Let me pull up the odds, actually, because I don't have the odds up on it.
I have Georgia Southern minus 3.5. Over under at 48.5. This is recorded on December 6th, by the way.
Right.
So we are making picks 10 days before kickoff of the first games of this pod. 20 days before the last games will go over.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and you said the total was 46.5?
48.5.
48.5.
Yeah.
All right. Like I said, I'm going to have a pick for everyone. This isn't an official. I'll let you know when it's an official pod pick. With this one, I'm going to take the under in this game. I think both defenses can disrupt passing games. They can get in the backfield. Georgia Southern's top 25 in tackles for loss. I think it's going to be a lot of punts, a lot of slow drives, unsuccessful drives, and I like the under in the first game.
Man, Curtis Rourke, not O'Rourke. Curtis Rourke's been pretty disappointing this year, even though the Bobcats have gone 9-3. Georgia Southern started the year 5-1, ended the year 0-4. There's some games in between. 6-6 going to this game. Man, there's something wrong over there at Georgia Southern. Mm-hmm. So I couldn't take Georgia Southern in this game. This is definitely going to be a pass for me for official play. If I had a lean, I'd probably be with you on the under here.
Cool. All right, next game we have is the Cricket Celebration Bowl. So this is your HBCU game.
Hmm.
Noon, it's Howard against Florida A&M. I'll be honest, I mean, I don't know much about these teams. I haven't really watched too much.
I'd be on FAMU here.
Yeah,
That's my official. Well, no, it's not an official pod pick, but where the line's at now. Well, no, actually, they have not passed. Like, well, I'm seeing maybe some FAMU -7.
yeah, that's what I see too.
Yeah, I'm not going to make it official, but I definitely lean FAMU -7.
Yeah,
That
that's
game's
probably where I'm leaning as well with that. Those games are always fun to watch. All right, next game, staying on the 16th. It's 2:15 p.m. R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl. So this is Jacksonville State against Louisiana. Where is this game? Superdome. Yep.
Oh, nice.
Okay, so yeah, we're well, it's in Louisiana, so Superdome. Let's see. All right, I'm clicking between so many screens right now.
I got
Right
it,
now,
man. We're at Jacksonville State -3.
yep.
We're under 56.5.
Good. How about you take the odds? I'll name the game. You take the
Man, no
odds.
problem.
Sweet. All right. Do you have anything on this game?
I'd lean Jacksonville State -3 here. They've they've handled business where and when they're supposed to this year. Played tough against an SEC school, lost by 10 to South Carolina. Lost who they're supposed to lose to, won against who they're supposed to win against. Can't ask for more. I like Rich Rod. Back in his days at West Virginia, they always performed really well in the bowl games. So yeah, we'd rock with Jacksonville State here. Louisiana, on the other hand, man, pretty alarming down the stretch. 1-3 over the last 4 games, losing to Arkansas State and Southern Mississippi along the way. So two pretty alarming losses. So yeah, Louisiana is not what it once was under Billy Napier.
Hmm. Yeah, I was. Again, I don't have a side in this. This isn't an official one, but I was going to go with the over in this game. Um, and you said it's at 56,
It's 56.5,
56 and a half. So yeah,
and no notable opt outs.
yep. So I would roll with the over in this one, over 56 and a half. Let me type it in. There we go. Good. All right. Next game, 3:30 p.m. on the 16th is the Avocados from Mexico Cure Bowl. Miami of Ohio against Appalachian State. And
Mexico.
what do you have these lines at here?
Okay, so go back to last week. We had Miami, Ohio, with the backup quarterback, not able to move the ball for the later half of the season. Ends up beating Jason Candle and Toledo, the coach that, um, you know, has always done less with more in the MAC championship. Toledo should win every year. I'm still down on Miami, dude. I do not think Miami's that great of a team. They've struggled. They've eked out wins across the conference this year to even make it to that game. I love fading the MAC in the postseason. Only notable opt out or transfer portal guy I can get from Appalachian State is one of their linebackers. Wow, I'm going to do this on a whim, but line sitting at -5.5, over under 47.5. I'm going to App State -5.5 this game. Official pod pick.
Official pod pick.
Official pod pick. Appalachian State. Man, they caught fire at the end of the year. They started out real bad. And man, I think they know what they're doing by this point in the season. So they've proven it. 5.5. You're going to give me less than a touchdown against a MAC school. Lock it in now. App State -5.5. What about you?
Well, I got an official pod pick as well.
Oh no!
That's why my ears kind of perked up when you said that. I'm going the opposite way here.
Okay.
I'm going Miami, not 5.5, right?
Yep.
Yeah. I'm taking Miami 5.5. Listen, App State, you look at their last games, I mean, lost their most recent game 49-23 to Troy, who also is a bowling team. They're 8-5 going against Miami. I just like the way that that Miami has played defense going towards the end of the year. I mean, to finish up the regular season, giving up less than 16 points per game. They keep things close. I think this team's got a little grit behind them. Um, I like the way that they're running the ball. I like the way that they're playing defense. And when you come to these bowl games where you have a little extra time. I mean, they do have a little extra time to prepare, right?
Hmm.
Instead of here's 5 days, prepare for a team, go out, play the game, wash it, right? They're going to have until the 16th. So usually when I think of that, I think coaches are going to be able to prepare defensively for an opponent. And when you have a defense that's already sitting at less than 16 points a game given up, I'm going to roll with that defense, and defense kind of wins you these bowl championship games. So I'm on the other side. I'm going Miami plus 5.5 in this one.
Okay.
All right.
So
Wow.
best of luck to you, sir.
Yeah, our very first
It might be our first
locks,
disagreement lock fight all year.
and it comes on the first game of the that we're actually betting on. Jesus. All right. 5:45 is the. I don't know if I'm saying Isleta.
Whatever.
Whatever.
New Mexico Bowl.
New Mexico Bowl, and it's New Mexico State against Fresno State.
Yeah, New
so-
Mexico State's favored by 3, over under 51.5. What do you got? Got an official one for this?
No, this is not official. If I were to lean, oh boy, I'd probably go with the under here. What the under's at? What?
51.5.
Yeah, I would say the under in this game.
Yeah, there's no super noticeable opt outs for this game. Two people from Fresno State's defense are gone, a safety and linebacker. But man, if I had to lean here, I'm not gonna have an official play, but it'd be New Mexico State -3. I like Jerry Kill at head coach. I like Diego Pavia at quarterback, and man, Fresno State down the stretch losing to San Jose State, a really bad New Mexico team and a really bad San Diego State team. So, man, I don't know what the state of that program is after starting 8-1.
Mm-hmm.
Finished the season 8-4. So it's not really a team I can back. So, yeah, lean New Mexico State -3.
Yeah, I would. My reasoning for that under, I look at offense against defense. So Fresno State's offense against New Mexico State's defense is probably my tell. Where you have New Mexico State is, Fresno State's the Bulldogs. Sorry, I was reading that wrong. Fresno State 119th rushing offense in the FBS, and then New Mexico State's rushing defense is 53rd. So you're kind of going, defense against offense there. Like I said, defense championship. So I'm going to stay under with this one. I'm sorry, you got to repeat the total one more time.
51.5.
51.5. There we go.
Um,
All right, and then we have the Starco Brands LA Bowl hosted by Gronk. I don't know why, but
shout out Gronk.
good for him, man. UCLA Boise State. What are the lines there?
UCLA -2.5, over under at 49.5. I think this game might have opened Boise State favored.
Mhm.
But Jalen Green, their starting quarterback, is hit the transfer portal. So that line flipped about 5-6 points. This is unbettable for me. What about you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I really can't.
So Boise State did a great job saving their season after firing their head coach this year. That was great. Everything's good. Most of their offense production was fostered by Taylor Green. He's not going to be there for the game. But on the other side of the ball, man, UCLA is in a weird position. Dante Moore, 5-star quarterback, he's transferring out. A couple other guys hit the portal. On top of that, man, Chip Kelly's job is pretty uncertain right now. There's been no official statement of whether they're retaining him or not. And additionally, man, you go from beating USC and then losing to Arizona back to back. I just don't know where this team's at, so it'd be a stay away from me. I guess if I had to choose, it'd be I'd take UCLA -2.5, just because I don't know what Boise State's offense is going to be able to do with their backup again.
What's the total at?
49.5.
I'd take the under.
You're
You got-
leaning under today.
Yeah, and it's big because you take the under in these games, you have extra time to prepare, but it's also you're losing when you start to lose players to the portal or opting out and all that. So quarterbacks leaving their offense, I don't feel confident that those offenses are going to be able to score points. So I'm gonna lean with the under on a handful of these games. All right, the Radiance Technologies Independence Bowl is Cal, Texas Tech.
I got an official play for this one.
All you?
Do you?
I do not know.
Okay, so no chance of fighting. Man, California just not as impressive as I thought they were. Oh shit, no, never mind. They beat UCLA last week, not Arizona.
Mhm.
Spoke, but still, man, not really that impressive a season as I thought. They had to win out. They started this year 3-6. They beat a bad Washington State team, a bad Stanford team, and a down and out UCLA team to even reach bowl eligibility. On top of that, I know the last time everybody saw Texas Tech play in the national spotlight was them getting beat by 50 points against Texas, but man, they handled business down the stretch. You know, had a good win against Kansas, good win against TCU, 1 point win against UCF. I like their coach, McGuire over there at Texas Tech. I think these guys are gonna be ready. They got options of who opts out a quarterback or who's the portal. I don't really think it makes a difference to their offensive production. And on top of that, Cal lost their offensive coordinator, so you got to watch the coaching changes too once you get the
Yeah,
whole season.
yeah,
So
big time.
that is really significant. So yeah, official pod play. Texas Tech -3. Total is also sitting at 58.5. Not touching it though.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with you with the Texas Tech pick. Then that's my lean. Like I said, no lock on that one, but I like where your head's at with that. And yeah, that's another good point to bring up is the coaching changes as well. This is the time when a lot of the news is on the players
Yeah,
and where are they transferring? Are they opting out? You kind of could lose sight of, hey, they lost their offensive coordinator too. That can kind of get overshadowed. So make sure you're taking a look at those as well. All right, moving on. We got December 18th at 2:30, the famous Toastery Bowl, Western Kentucky against Old Dominion. What do you have for lines on that?
Old Dominion -2.5. Over under is set at 55.5.
Hmm. I don't have an official pod pick.
The last time that a ODU game went over 55.5 was October.
So you're telling me that I need to keep rolling with my unders.
I'd maybe lean under here.
All right, leaning with the under 55. You said
55.5.
I like unders right now.
Yeah, I don't really have much to say about this game, man. Western Kentucky is not what they've been the last few years. And then Old Dominion just, man, they fought. They fought really hard to get into bowl eligibility here. They uh, started the season 4-6, had to win their last two games to get to a bowl, won those two games by a combined 4 points. So they want to be there.
Yeah, I mean Western Kentucky. Saw them that one game against Ohio State, but they're a passing team. You got Austin Reed, who's completing 61%, but he's also 31 touchdowns, 11 interceptions, over 3,000 yards passing.
There's a lot of guys in this portal report too for this game.
Ooh, is there?
A lot. I'm already counting, and this isn't even updated. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 16 opt-outs
Take the
or
under.
portals.
Under. Big time. All right. That was the Toastery Bowl. Now we're on to December 19th, 9 p.m. Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl, UTSA against Marshall. What do you have with the lines there?
UTSA is laying 9.5 points, over and under sitting at 54.5.
Okay. Do you have any pick there?
No official pod pick, but I definitely looked to the over.
Mhm.
I'd want to back UTSA this game, but at -9.5 is a little expensive. So yeah, man, if I had to bet this game, I would put my trust in Frank Harris, who's I think a 7th-year guy going out on his shield here. I don't think he has much of a future in the NFL going forward. So this is his last game at UTSA, where I'm pretty sure he has every quarterback record for that school. So I'd expect him to go out with a bang. And if UTSA gets hot, they get hot. So 54.5 is very achievable, I think, for this over.
Yeah, I'd probably lean towards UTSA in the points here. Um, Marshall just they can't really score. You can't back a team right now that you can't trust to score. Yeah, their defense is the strong point. They have a strong defensive line, but when they can't score and you can't trust them to score, I don't think that gives me enough faith in them to keep this close. And Jeff Traylor's lost all 3 games as head coach in a bowl season. He's 1-2 against the spread, so he's proven that he's not a postseason type of coach. And I like UTSA to cover in the points here. What was it, 9.5? You said
9.5.
9.5. Yeah, I'll take UTSA minus 9.5. That's not official, by the way.
Not official.
Not official. All right. December 21st, 8 p.m. Roofclaim.com Boca Raton Bowl. So we got I almost said UCF. USF against Syracuse. And the lines.
Lines are Syracuse minus 3.5 and over under at 60.5. I got an official play for this.
Go for it. It's all you.
I'm taking the points with USF. Man, I've watched both these offenses this year. Syracuse had to do a bunch of just gimmicky shit to move the ball down the stretch. South Florida actually has a real offense. If you're giving me points when you're indicating that it's supposed to be a shootout with the total being at 60.5, and I from what I see, I've watched one offense be able to move the ball and the other one not. I'm going to take South Florida. It's also a laundry list of opt-outs and transfer portal guys for this game on both sides. So it'll be pretty unpredictable, but I don't think it can get much better for Syracuse.
Yeah, I'm not picking a side on that. I like your thought with it.
Official South Florida plus the 3.5.
Official South Florida plus 3.5. Totals at 61, right?
60.5.
60.5. Now, do they have to go under to win, or can they go over and win it? You feel confident with them staying under the point total and winning your bet, or
yeah, I do.
Good, because I was leaning towards the under, and it's because
seems to be a trend here.
It's the opt-outs, man. I'm telling you. All right, December 22nd, 6:30 p.m. Union Home Mortgage Gasparilla Bowl. It's Georgia Tech, UCF. I have on here that it's at 5.5. Is that still what we're looking at?
We're down to UCF minus 4.5.
UCF minus 4.5.
Yep, total 64.5.
Total 64.5. 4.5.
Man, I'm leaning under here.
Damn it, dude. Well, all right, so the reason I say that, which I guess I could take this all the way till 4, maybe. I had it on here as Georgia Tech plus the points as an official lock pick.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I can go probably. I think the good thing to say is like you can go as low as plus 4. Yeah. That's a good thing to say. I don't know why that sounded weird in my head. Georgia Tech in this game. I mean, they're averaging over 30 points a game, close to 200 yards rushing. They're 18th in Division I in rushing. They have over like 5,000 total yards as a team on the season, and they like to score. I mean, they're scoring 26 touchdowns through the air, 22 on the ground. They score points. They get a lot of first downs, and they're not really turning the ball over as much. I like this Georgia Tech team in this game. UCF has given up a lot of ground yards, right? They're giving up close to 190 per game and 24 touchdowns rushing per game, or not per game, on the season. I mean, to me, that says that you got a great running team against a team that can't stop the run. And for some reason, like, especially with the running clock and talking about bowl games wanting to be defensive, I like Georgia Tech's rushing attack in this game to kind of either keep it close or win outright.
Yep.
Do you have anything on like opt-outs, transfers, anything like that?
Yeah, let me check here. Scrolling down.
I didn't see anything, but I could have missed
nobody
it.
too crazy. There's an edge in the corner from Georgia Tech. Meanwhile, UCF is losing a lineman and running back. I don't think any of them were too significant. So
Okay. So yeah, um, nothing crazy that's gonna sway my vote in this game. I like Georgia Tech. I like the points. I actually like them to win outright too. So I might throw a little bit on that money line. But official pod pick for me is Georgia Tech minus. I'm sorry, 4.5
plus 4.5.
plus 4.5. Sorry, plus 4.5. That's an official pod pick for me.
Good stuff.
All right, moving
Okay,
on.
halfway through the slate.
Halfway through, man, we're flying. Um, December 23rd, noon, the Camellia Bowl, and that's Arkansas State against Northern Illinois. Do you have anything on here, or what do you got the line at?
I mean, it's Arkansas State -1. Over unders at 53.5. I'd have to go with Arkansas State here. I mean, they really turned around their season. I was making a lot of fun of Butch Jones or Butch Davis, whatever the hell his name is, head coach down there at Arkansas State. But man, they turned it around. And like I said, I like fade max schools.
Yeah,
So
you do like to fade max schools. I'd probably go the other way with you on this. I'd probably go with Northern Illinois um, plus the one. I mean, I think this is as close to the pick'em as you can get, probably in this slate of games. And like my narrative has been all night has been these games are going to be determined more on defense than it is by offense. And right now, I think Northern Illinois is the better defense. They give up about 21 points per game. Arkansas State gives up 33. I don't know. I think your defense kind of holds them stout a little bit, and Northern Illinois could probably win this game.
yeah,
So I'd take Northern Illinois plus the one. Again, it's not official. All right. Uh, Again, December 23rd. This is another noon one. Is December 23rd a Saturday? Yeah, because Christmas is a Monday. All right. So yeah,
nice.
these
Got
are
another nice
Saturday
Saturday
games.
slate.
Ooh,
Okay, this
love
is
this.
we're good.
All right, December 23rd at noon, the 76 Birmingham Bowl. This is Troy versus Duke. Now, this was one where I was kind of kicking around if I wanted to make it official. Um, First, give me the lines. Do you have anything official for this?
I do.
Okay, let's.
Official pod pick.
I want to hear if it's the same that I'm thinking, then I'm making mine
Okay.
official as well.
I got. Let's just state the line. Troy is -7, favored by a touchdown in this game. Over unders 43.5. Let's say our pick at the same time. 1, 2, 3.
Troy -7.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay,
So it's
nice.
a
Yeah.
lock for me.
Yeah, that's a lock for me too. Nice agreement. So yeah, dude. Riley Leonard gone. Mike Elko is probably more important than Riley Leonard, also gone. Duke will have a bunch more transfer portal. They already got 4. There'll be a few opt outs, a few transfer portals, and man, Troy, there's not gonna be any of that. Troy is a good ass football team. Man, 11-2 on the year, conference champion,
Hmm.
Sun Belt. So man, I know it's weird to lay 7 points with the Sun Belt team against a Power 5 team, but man, this Duke team was already bad without Riley Leonard. Did not do well coming down the stretch. So yeah, I feel good about this. Give me the Troy -7 with a really good defense.
Yeah, it's the Riley Leonard effect for me. And like you said, there's probably more guys that are going to be entering that are going to be out. But
It,
we've seen what that team is without Riley Leonard. I don't foresee them doing
No.
anything positive in this game.
and on top of that, something that's gone very under the radar this year is Troy's quarterback play. Gunnar Watson, 27 touchdowns to 5 interceptions. Man, if I'm laying 7, I like a guy that's protecting the ball.
Yeah, and he converts a lot of third downs. They're very, very effective at third down conversions too. So I think that could be a real big key in this game. But I'm glad we're on the same page with this. Thank God. All right, official pod pick for both of us. We got Troy -7.
Let's go.
That's gonna be that'll probably be the game that I'm watching Saturday when we're getting the family together and everyone's trying to find something to watch, and I'm sitting in the corner watching Troy versus Duke.
They'll be watching Jack Frost.
And we'll
I'll
be watching.
Troy versus Duke.
All right. Again, another 12:23 game, December 23rd, 3:30 p.m. The Lockheed Martin Armed Forces Bowl. This is like one of the more, I would say, intriguing, but also kind of like
It would have been a lot more intriguing
if they
earlier
were
this year.
undefeated.
Oh yeah, well James Madison won,
And I,
but like
I think everyone's like looking forward to this because of the James Madison narrative. So it's James Madison against Air Force. What do you have the lines at for this?
so I got the line at James Madison -3, over unders 41.5. So do you have an official pick for this play or for this game?
No, I got to lean, but do you have
Yeah.
a pick?
No, but man, this very alarming. You know, Air Force starts the year 8-4 or 8-0, ends the year 8-4. It's with two losses down the stretch to Army and Hawaii, two just unforgivable losses. UNLV, I can understand. Boise, I can understand. This should have been a 10-win Air Force team, man. There's something up over there.
Hmm.
We can't. I guess we'll never know the true answer, but with how hot they started to how absolute cold they finished, that's one of the biggest temperature changes in a locker room out of all 133 FBS teams this year. So I could not back Air Force here. But on the other side of the ball, on the other side of the field, James Madison's coach got up and went to Indiana.
That's true.
Also, he had a great intro press conference or a great moment
Except
over there.
Purdue sucks, and then he
Ohio
goes Ohio State, Michigan do too. Good. We need that in our conference.
Man, you need that in Indiana. You can get NIL money in Indiana.
Yeah.
So man, he's getting them fired up, and I think that takes a lot of fire out of James Madison. So if I had to take it, it'd still be James Madison -3 due to man they weren't even supposed to be in a bowl game. So good for them, they made it. They want to show off what their true accomplishment should have been. So that'd be my lean here.
Yeah, my lean is also James Madison -3. We all know the Service Academy. They're going to look to run the ball. I think they were like 85% runs on the season. But the thing is that they're going up against a run defense in James Madison that gives up less than 3 yards a carry. So they're giving up 2 yards a carry. So if you run the ball 4 times, you get 8 yards. That's turnover on downs. It's football math. I like James Madison to cover here. And like you said with Air Force, something alarming's happening with that team, and I don't see it getting better. Um, having this layoff before that game, yeah, I don't like it. So James Madison -3 is the lean for me. Okay, another Saturday, the 23rd game, 3:30, famous Idaho Potato Bowl, Georgia
Yeah,
State, Utah State. It sounded like you don't have a pick for it.
I don't even want to talk about this game to be honest. Do you have a pick? Because I really don't want to. I mean, this is just like this in the next game we're about to talk about are two of the worst bowl games of the year, and I have no interest in them. Sorry, that's a disservice to all the gamblers out there. I would not invest money in this game. Utah State's quarterback hit the portal, and there's a whole list of Georgia State kids who hit the portal. So I don't even know what to do here. I would not invest money into this game. I would not invest time into this game. I would not invest eyesight into this game. So, you got anything else to say?
Other than the fact that I told you I was gonna just lean or
Oh yeah,
lock one,
you
but
got to pick. Yeah, Okay,
under.
cool.
I don't even
That's
care
the
what the
theme.
points are. It's the
62 and
under.
a half. So
Under. All right, let's move on. Yeah, we don't need to talk about that. Um, December 23rd, 7 o'clock, 68 Ventures Bowl, South Alabama and Eastern Michigan. Is this the other game you didn't want to talk
yeah,
about?
this one sucks, dude. South Alabama's not who they've been the last couple of years.
No.
They beat Oklahoma State, and I thought they were. Talk about like a game where you look at two teams, Oklahoma State and South Alabama, and see that result. Dude, I would have bet money, like my whole house, on the reverse of what happened to those two teams this year. I think the spread's way too big, and I'm not for the MAC team in the postseason.
Yeah,
So
what is it? It's 15.
yeah, South Alabama -15.5, over unders at 47.5.
I don't know, South Alabama. Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't like Eastern
I
Michigan
mean
at all.
we're talking about a 500 MAC team here.
Yeah, South Alabama and points would be my lean there.
Yeah,
All right. All right. December 23rd, 7:30 p.m. The SRS Distribution Las Vegas Bowl, Utah against Northwestern. Our first kind of you know big notable game. I think the line is at what 7,
So we're at Utah minus 6.5 right now.
6.5. All right, do you got a pod pick for this one?
I don't. I don't even have a lean. Um, Utah really disappointed me coming down the stretch. After they lost that game to Washington in early November, they got their ass whooped by Arizona and just skated by against Colorado and their backup quarterback. Um, so yeah, I mean, I can't take Utah, but I respect that defense too much to take Northwestern. Northwestern surprised me a lot this year. They really fought hard not coming down the stretch, and they didn't give up even after they reached that bowl eligibility. They took Illinois to the brink and beat them by 2 the last week of the season. So much respect to them. Only lost to Iowa by 3. They're a possession away from being an 8-4 team. Very surprising with everything that went on with that program. I'm not going to get in the way of that train. So yeah, 41.5 is a little. Maybe I'd lean under.
I would lean under, but I have a pick in this game.
Oh
And
shit.
that's all right. I'm glad you were talking because I'm going to get in the way of the Northwestern train.
Okay.
And I will take Utah. I'm sorry. I'm looking at all these different. Utah minus 6.5 is what we're at.
Yep.
Okay, Utah minus 6.5. Um, there's a thing when you're a fan of a team that's in a certain conference, you kind of watch these teams a little more closely than anyone else. Northwestern's one of those teams. Now we know we had the problems, the off the field, on the field, in the locker room problems that Northwestern had early in the year, and how it's kind of blossomed into a head coaching job, basically opening up and being taken by that Northwestern staff. Utah, I still think that they're a pretty good team, and I think Northwestern is still a Big Ten team outside of the outliers of Ohio State and Michigan. Ohio State and Michigan are offensive teams basically in a defensive conference,
Agreed.
right? So Utah coming from the West Coast, I mean, those teams put up points. I don't think Northwestern's going to be able to match their speed. I don't think they're going to be able to consistently keep up with the points that they're going to score here.
Mm.
And if we're talking about just one touchdown, right, we can play a game where Northwestern will stay in it for 3 quarters. They cannot put together a full football game. And I think you stay with it 3 quarters. Utah gets the last possession, whatever it is, but they go up by a touchdown, maybe 10 points, whatever it is. I just don't think Northwestern has what it takes to win in this game or keep it under a touchdown. So I like Utah minus the 6.5 in this one. And that's an official pod pick.
Okay.
All right. Just a handful of games left. The last game on that Saturday, December 23rd, is 10:30 p.m. Easy Post Hawaii Bowl. Coastal Carolina, San Jose State. I always like the Hawaii Bowl because you're sitting at home and it's snowing out and it's dark. And you turn on the Hawaii Bowl and it's sunny and everyone's having a good time, and it makes me feel like
Hawaii loves the Hawaii Bowl.
they love the Hawaii Bowl.
Do you have a pick for this one?
No.
So this is San Jose State's laying 9.5. Over unders at 54.5. I mean, San Jose State ended the season red hot. Coastal, just the opposite. So I do think 9.5 is a little bit expensive though.
Mm-hmm.
It takes San Jose State. So it's gonna be a no bet for me. Interesting fact here: Cordero, San Jose State's quarterback, is actually from Hawaii. This is his last collegiate game, probably last game ever. So there's a little note there. And San Jose State's pissed because they got left out of their conference championship. So maybe they have some anger to take out. But man, it's hard to go to Hawaii and be focused on a football game. So
yeah,
for that reason, I'd probably lean under.
Under, good. the games when I don't lean under, you do. I'm
Damn it.
I'm leaning again, not an official pick, leaning the San Jose State minus 9.5.
Okay.
Quarterback being from Hawaii, it feel like a homecoming. They're pissed off. They got a chip on their shoulder. I think they come out guns blazing. But is Grayson McCall playing quarterback for Coastal?
No.
No. There you go. Coastal kind of going downhill and losing players. So I think a quarterback from the
Kyle's in the portal, by the way.
yeah, that's what right.
Yeah.
But yeah, having a quarterback that's from the island playing on the island, I think he's going to be excited to play
Have maybe a little home field advantage.
a little bit.
There's probably a few guys that actually from San Jose State that are from Hawaii.
And think about this too. Actually, Coastal Carolina is on the East Coast. San Jose State is on the West Coast. They got a shorter flight to Hawaii.
Easier travel.
Coastal has a long way to go to get there.
They do.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll lean with San Jose State minus the 9.5 in that. All right.
All right, we're on to the last day of games that we're gonna pick on this pod, and I got a lock for each of them.
Whoa. All right. Well, let me introduce them, and then I'll let you take it away. December 26th, 2 o'clock, Quick Lane Bowl. This is Bowling Green against Minnesota, so a MAC against the Big Ten. What do you got? By the way, Bowling Green looks like Browns when they wear their brown and orange. Just saying.
And that's really why we're fading them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, no, I have to take Minnesota minus 3.5. Even though Minnesota does not deserve to be in this bowl game. If you go 5-7, you do not deserve a bowl. I don't even think you deserve it at 6-6, but that's how money in the world works. So, yeah, man, this is bully ball. Minnesota's got like the biggest interior almost in the country. They're just gonna. I mean, you should definitely lean under here. Like we said for every other game, but this is the one where you should definitely lean under because Minnesota's probably just gonna run the ball 20 times in a row, get a 3 and out, run the ball 20 times in a row, and rinse, repeat. So yeah, Minnesota minus 3.5 is official Fuji bets lock.
Yeah, I like that. What was the total at 39?
38.5.
38.5. Yep, under. Love that under.
Yeah, and on top of that, like, not the biggest fan of TJ Fleck or PJ Fleck.
TJ Fleck, TJ, PJ, same thing with
whatever.
that guy.
Yeah,
I don't like him.
But I know he's working hard to win this bowl. I know
yeah.
They're not just enjoying this. They're gonna come out here and game plan to win. So
Yep. All right, cool. December 26th, 5:30 p.m. Serve Pro First Responder Bowl. Texas State against Rice. And you have an official pick for this?
I do.
Okay, first, what's the line at?
Texas State minus 4 over under 60.5.
Okay.
Yeah, just plain and simple. No opt outs. But Texas State, I'm laying the points with them. Texas State minus 4. Actually, main one here, JT Daniels retired.
Yes, I wanted to bring that up because I'm leaning Texas State minus 4 because of this.
Yeah, so that's actually the main reason I took this game.
Medically retired.
I do really like what Texas State has done on offense this year. They brought in a lot of transfer portal guys, and they're able to put up points. Rice, without the starting quarterback with JT, I don't know if they will be. They have Luke McCaffrey still, younger brother of Christian McCaffrey, but he's not going to be able to win the game single-handedly. So. Yeah, I like rocking with the Texas State minus 4.
Yeah, I like that pick a lot. All right, and then our final game of this podcast episode. December 26th, 9 p.m., Guaranteed Rate Bowl, Kansas against UNLV. And this is, I see 11.5. Am I off on that?
12.5 now.
12.5.
Consensus, yep. And I'm laying it. Over and under 64.5, don't care. Take the under.
I am.
I think, man, Jason Bean's going to start this game. He knows what he's doing. He's played a lot for Kansas. And there's just I like what UNLV has done with the program. Very respectable. Barry Odom in his first year of head coach. But, man, they got whooped in the conference championship last week, and man, Lance Leipold is such a good coach.
Mhm.
I think he's like legitimately a top 10 in-game coach in the country. So, yeah, I have no regrets. I'm going to lay the points with Kansas here.
Nice. Yeah, and I'm leaning the under 64.5 in that one.
As my laptop just died.
That was perfect
Perfect timing, literally.
Holy. Well, there you go. That's part one. 12, basically
So
December 16th through the 26th. Knocked out all those bowl games, and then we'll bring up the part two, the back half of the bowl season, as well as getting into the college football playoff games, and then one last episode with the national championship. So, like I said, I have a play every single game, a lot of leans, but my locks for this episode are going to be Miami of Ohio plus 5.5 against Appalachian State in the Cure Bowl. That's December 16th. I also have Georgia Tech plus 4.5 against UCF in the Gasparilla Bowl on December 22nd. Give me Troy minus 7 against Duke, December 23rd in the Birmingham Bowl. And then I also had Utah minus 6.5 against Northwestern, December 23rd in the Las Vegas Bowl.
nice.
Do you have your picks?
Yep.
Okay.
Got them right here. I got 7 actually this episode. So laying it the 5.5 with App State, laying the 3 with Texas Tech against Cal, taking the USF plus 3.5 facing Syracuse. Lock agreement with Dan here. We're agreeing on Troy minus 7. Minnesota, we're taking a minus 3.5. Playing bully ball against Bowling Green. Texas State minus 4 against the JT Daniels list Rice. And Kansas State minus 12.5 because Lance Leipold is the man.
Love that.
Let's go 7-0.
Dude, let's do it, man. And like I said, we will get the second half of the Bulls in there.
Yeah, we'll be back in a couple weeks here.
But these picks, we are filming this about 10 days before the first game. So
yeah, we're filming on December 6th right now. So
take that into consideration. If you see guys start to enter the portal, if you see guys leaving or opting out,
lines are going to move.
Make sure you're paying attention to that stuff because we'd hate for you to listen to this, take a line, and then something drastic happens, and next thing you know, it's all hell breaking loose.
Yeah.
So make sure you're paying attention to that. That's all I have. You got anything else to add?
Man, next episode will be a lot more fun.
Yeah, we're gonna have.
That's all I got to say.
We'll have better games.
We'll have a lot more to talk about, and we won't be talking about Georgia State.
Yeah, this one is always kind of a flubber, but
yeah, it's tough to get through.
We're gonna have some good analysis for these next games, and I can't wait for the college football playoff games. They're gonna be fun. All right. Go ahead, give them the socials, and we can wrap it up.
Yeah, follow Dan at dposk13 on Twitter. Follow me at FujiBets, and most of all, follow the pod at CFP_pod.
Right, you can get us wherever you listen to podcasts, Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere that a podcast is listed to. We are there. We are also on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you think. Let us know how you did this year and what you're leaning towards during bowl season. So see if we can have a nice, successful few weeks leading into Christmas, maybe make some extra money so we can buy ourselves that special gift we want.
For that special someone.
Or just for me.
Or for yourself.
All right, man. You got anything else you need to add?
I'm good.
All right, cool. That's Fuji. I'm Dan. See you next time.